Yo, 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 guys, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Coach Ricks, and this is Coach's Talk, where we discuss OU topics, everything in between. Before we get started, please hit that like button, hit that red subscribe button, guys. Like the videos, ring that bell so you won't miss any content that we got going forward. As always, let's bring my boy in, the one and only Mr. Bishop Frank. How's everything going, big dog?
Man, hey, glad to be back on the set.
Hey, I gotta tell you right now, we on we on Miss Amy Rick's clock. I got 1 hour. Yeah, I got one
Yes
hour
and amen.
to get this podcast done. What's going on, David? What's going on, Derek? And what's up? What's up, Mike the legend? Or should I say Mike the guitar?
Shoot,
Is,
man.
is that what you're saying, Mike? Is that what it's saying, Mike? Hey, TP, I sent you the link, big dog. Whenever you want to jump on in, man, let me know.
Yeah,
I'll bring
jump
I'll,
on
I'll,
in.
I'll
Come on,
I'll bring you
TP.
on in. I'll send it to you to your email that you sent to me. So definitely check that out. What's up, Mike?
Not much. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, man, not much, man, not much. Hey, we got an hour, so I want to make sure that we hit all the hot topics, man. Jump on some things that we got to discuss. TP said he's on his way. Hey,
All right.
bringing somebody else into the building, man. I had someone reach out to me and say, Coach, we've never seen uh, people from the chat come on and do a live podcast with the person that's doing the podcast. It was like we've always had to call in, but to have them to come in and spit their fire and do things like that, man. He said, "Man, you killing it," and I'm shocked. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, man. I'm shocked. Like Bishop says, I'm just doing what God tell me to do, man. Like I said, I'm just letting Him just take over. I love doing this now, man. Hitting that record is a little bit more easier than what it's ever been. Yes, Mike.
No, I'm just.
Oh.
I
So
was just. Was
I'm
you making? What was you asking about my new moniker on my name when I come in?
Mike the guitar. What is it? Mike the guitar. What S is the S is cut off?
Slinging.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, I ain't gonna go. I'm gonna overlook that. I'm gonna overlook that. Hey, here we go. Here we go. What's
No
up,
way.
TP?
No
Yeah,
way.
TP.
Yes, sir.
I'm on speaker. Is this sound good?
Sound is
Yes.
good. Sound is
Real
Okay.
good.
good.
All
Hey,
right.
I love the shirt, man. I love the shirt.
Got it from China. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Hey, what don't we get from China? What
Hey.
don't we get from China?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I want to welcome you to the show, man. Like I said, this
Thank
is
you, sir.
something, man, that me and Bishop, we've been wanting to do this, man. Just bring new members in from the chat, man, and let them just get a chance to talk, man. And it's going better than what we thought it was going to go. So, welcome to the show, man. I'm just glad that you're on here, man.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Bishop, greetings. Legend, greetings. Coach Ricks, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm just looking forward to it. The only thing is the comments. Actually, I got you on my phone on YouTube, right? Then
Right.
I cast it onto my TV, and
Uh-huh.
that's how I get 2 likes in. So I like it on my TV and I like it on my phone. So
Hey,
I always
hey,
give you two
Hey,
likes.
hey,
hey,
everybody, you heard what he
hey.
said. That's okay. We
I always
good.
give two
That
likes.
sounds real good.
Hey, I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man.
Hey,
What
TP
what
spitting game. Catch
Yeah.
hey,
the
we go
drift.
we
That's
gonna
it.
jump right into it.
Go
Right
ahead,
Yes,
into
go
it.
ahead,
sir.
Coach.
First topic of the day, man, is the one thing that I was telling somebody, man, with Joe C retiring. Is that something that was premeditated? That they knew it was coming, or is it something, man, that the fans are pretty much pushing him out? TP, since you a guest and everything, man, I'm gonna give you first. I'm gonna give you first shot.
My truthful answer is I don't know. My second answer would be I don't think the fans have that type of power to push him out. Now, if you're talking boosters, that's something different. If you mean boosters as fans, that's something different.
Well, I mean, in
I-
general, boosters, everyone in general. Hold on, do we got
Um,
somebody? We got somebody else in there. Oh, Boy, we got a packed house.
I-
We got a packed house. What's
Oh,
up, Dwayne?
What's going on,
Dwayne,
Coach? What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
how
Dwayne,
you
we got
feeling today,
TP
sir?
in, we got TP in the building, man.
What's
TP
up,
in the
Mr.
building.
TP? What's happening, man?
Good to see
What's
you.
good?
Man, come
Hey,
on, man. Told
so
you was
TP,
going to enjoy it.
hey, so hold on, TP. So if it was, let's say it was the boosters, you would think that the boosters wouldn't do that for all the things that he's done since he's been AD, right?
I would think that to be the case, yes, but I just don't know. It's crazy times right now, bro. I just don't know.
True.
And
True.
and I'm
Can
so
I
far
piggyback
away.
off of you, TP, if I may?
One more time.
Can I piggyback off of you?
Yes, please.
Okay. TP, I get where you're coming from, but just think as a board of regents or a someone in that arena, after the type of season we as a university came off of, I just wondered if they pay close attention to all the certain moves, knowing that they know every move. And I wondered if the narrative started creeping into like, okay, let's pay close attention to what's going on. And on top of that, I really think that Josie, man, he's been in it a long time, and I think he needs a change. So those two things come together to make that move for his retirement.
All right.
What do you think?
I'm totally lost. I have no clue. I have no clue who's going to be next. I don't
Right,
have any feeling or vibe on any of that.
right.
Bro, guys, I'm on the Jersey Shore. I live in New Jersey.
Hey, that's
I
where
Come
my
on,
get
man.
family's
Come on,
from,
man.
Plainfield.
I get New
Come
York
on,
City.
man.
I get New York City coverage,
Come on, man.
and New York City is not talking about
Hey,
what's
you
going on
represent right
at the
now.
Look,
University
You
of
look, look.
Oklahoma.
represent.
TP, I feel with you. I feel your pain, my brother, because I live in New Orleans and Louisiana, so you already know what the landscape is down here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I always got to represent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, so
I'm
I'm
going to go.
I
Oh, go
I
ahead,
just
TP.
I just defer to y'all because y'all closer. Y'all know what's going on. I defer to y'all, and I kind of like base a vibe off of what y'all say. And if I'm looking for real insider information,
Right.
I don't know if you guys mind me saying it. That Eichert guy,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gabe.
Yeah.
that guy be knowing. He low
Yeah.
key. He low key about it. He don't brag about it,
Right.
but he be knowing. And it could be that his the family ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
Fact.
field name after his he married into that field. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Yes,
now that's a
sir.
Yeah.
good
So
point. That's a
so
good
he
point.
anything he say, I'm like, okay, yeah,
It's it's
it
gospel.
sounds like that going to be the case. That's
Gotcha.
that's my assumption from 1,000 miles away, maybe 1,500 miles away. I don't even know how far I'm from
Yeah.
Norman, but that's my assumption.
Man,
I'm
All
Coach,
right.
going to go.
I almost forgot about the show tonight, man, because I just got home about a couple of hours ago, man. I was, getting myself situated. I had to do a few things, and I said, you know what? I said I'm gonna go to bed early, but then I said, I looked at the clock. It was about 6 o'clock. I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get on here before I fall asleep. So I had to come on there and holler at the fellas tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, we appreciate it. We will appreciate
We
it.
do. We appreciate it. Go ahead,
Mike,
Mike.
what's your take, Mike?
I was just going to go out on a limb. I'm thinking it was premeditated. Now, believe me when I say this. I thank God Joe C was hired in 1998 to get rid of that BS that we had with the boosters, the everybody coaching the football team and the coach. God bless Joe C. I I mean he brought us back to Oklahoma, the way Oklahoma was. Now, with that being said, I know we've had several championships in gymnastics. We've got a four-peat with the softball team. Basketball team, women's basketball team, in my opinion, is better than the men's right now. But when you look at the
That,
whole picture, one national championship in 25 years in football.
but Mike,
That's unacceptable.
but
That's
but
unacceptable.
but hold on, hold
That,
on, hold on. hold on. You getting there and getting, we got there what, 4 times?
Yeah, we
And,
got there,
and we
but
won, and we won one. So you can't win it if you don't get there.
well,
So
that's true. We got there, but Bud Wilkinson got there 3 times and won it.
come
Barry
on, Mike.
Switzer got there
Come on,
three
come
times
on,
and won it.
come on, Mike. It's different times, different areas. I mean, I can sit here and say if we would have had Barry
That
Switzer's
was my well, and
mindset,
that's my only beef with Joe C. Is we've only had one national championship in football in 25 years. But yeah, we can get a participation trophy for the 3 or 4 times we got there, but I don't give participation trophies.
You mean how like
It-
Texas does?
yeah, if I mean, yeah, you get there, but you don't get nothing. Second place is first loser.
but I'm just saying there's been instances and everything. If we go back, we I love myself. I love to use that word if.
Hmm.
If let's just say if Jason White wasn't hurt with 2 bad knees,
Yeah,
Did we win that game?
yeah,
If DeMarco would have played against Florida, would we have won that game? So there are things that we can say and put an asterisk next to it and says this is the reason why we did. Now, anytime Lincoln got there, if you give every OU fan truth serum, they would tell you OU had no reason, no business being there because we were gonna get embarrassed every time we got there because Lincoln had no defense. There was
none.
no damn way in hell we
Exactly.
supposed to lose to Georgia when we up 17 at halftime.
Nope. Nope. Absolutely not.
Coach, I didn't mean to get you riled up.
Oh man, you know me. I love a good debate. TP will tell
Uh,
you. Me and TP
that's
had it
gumbo.
last week.
Welcome to the gumbo.
but that's what this fan base and everything it is, man. So I'm just saying, man, that at least we got there. I would have loved to have won, but I think that this year is going to be something special, man, because some of these letters that's been coming in, man, they're really hitting on some of the points, which we're going to get to the letters here in a minute. They're hitting on the point, man, to where nobody is taking initiative or nobody's taking what's the word I'm trying to find? They're not taking it all in that Oklahoma has a great coaching staff put together. And every spot that you look at, it's excellence. So this is the first time that BV has every slot filled.
Hmm.
So my question to the panel:
Okay.
if Oklahoma goes 10-2, and we get into the CFP, do you think that will solidify the talk of BV being fired for this year and next year and years to come?
If he makes it to the CFP, you won't you you'll they you won't have them saying nothing.
TP?
So if he makes it to the CFP, BV is safe, no doubt. I have this to say about last year before I get
Okay.
into this year, last year. I thought that the talent we had pre-injuries was going to have us challenging for the SEC championship. That's what I
Yes.
believe with all my heart and soul.
Yep.
Yes.
And so what
Everybody did.
happened last year is such an aberration simply because of injury, because you mentioned injuries in those championship games. Now, those are just like one players that you mentioned, and they were big key players. But now you
Yes.
talk about 5, 6 receivers,
Oh, yes.
multiple offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Man,
Exactly.
man, we would have did way better in my
Yeah.
estimate, in my judgment. This
Yeah.
year coming up, I believe there's a lot of talent. That's what I believe. I'm a homer. So I suspect that we're gonna go 11-1. I'm with Bishop on 11-1. And the only
Yeah.
game that I'm struggling, is going to Tuscaloosa. Although we've had success historically against Bama, I think we like 4-2 historically
Hmm.
against Bama.
Yep.
But everybody else, I suspect we're gonna mop them up. That's just me being a homer. That's all.
Yeah.
Spit your fire. Stick your chest
That's just
out.
me,
Dwayne.
that's just me being a homer.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with Bishop on that one. The games that I was thinking about was the LSU game, but I said, you know what? I think they're gonna mop the floor with LSU. It's just we have too much talent. Last year we just I think we're hungry this year. I think we're ready for it this year. I think again. I think that that Alabama game might be the one because it's gonna be a night game. Man, that's yeah Tuscaloosa. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Can I say something about that Tuscaloosa?
Yeah. And
Oh,
just now this is just me. But I watched a simulation game of OU Texas, and our front seven, the starting front seven, got 6 sacks in the simulation game, and they didn't use any of our backups.
um,
I
Bishop
love to see that. I love to see Texas meltdown.
to
But check
to
this out.
yeah.
Just think, if we can keep them fresh, how realistic is that?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, sir.
Well, check this out, guys. The reason why I don't really the game that scares me more than Alabama is the LSU game.
Ooh, man.
The, re-
Don't say
the
that. Don't say
no
it,
no
coach.
no 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 no. Listen, the reason why Alabama doesn't scare me is this: what we saw last year. When was the last time OU was more physical than Alabama?
Mm, good point.
Last year, we pushed that offensive line all over the field. Milrow ran for his life, and the young man didn't want no more. So you can't fix that in 1 year. And then the defense that you're going to play is 10 times better than what it was last year. So I know it's in Tuscaloosa. I know that they have revenge on their minds. But I'm just thinking that if you go in there and you do the basic, don't try to go in there and do anything more than what you're supposed to do. About time we roll into Toulouse, we're going to be a well-oiled machine. John Mateer is going to be he's going to be good into SEC. He's going to see a lot of defenses. He's going to see this and that. The one thing, man, that nobody's talking about, we ran the ball all on their ass last year. We ain't got to do it this year. We can pass and run. So now we're not one-dimensional. So that's my take when it comes to Alabama. Alabama is still a dangerous team. I just think that Oklahoma was a more physical team than Alabama was last year.
Hmm.
I'm, can I give an opinion on that game?
Yes, sir.
And I hate to say this, but I'm gonna have to say it. If you go back and watch the interception return for a touchdown, Milrow had a chance to
To knock him out
tackle
of
that
bounds.
one
Yep.
or push him out of bounds, and he looked like he was going for a kick save in soccer. I'm saying to myself, as a non-better, I'm saying to myself, what are bettors thinking? What are gambling people
Hey,
thinking when they see a man
that's a
make a play
good
like that
point.
on
Ooh,
the
that's a good
sideline?
point. So you're pretty
And
much
I
saying
just,
that he had some money on that game.
I don't want
Mm,
to say that. I want you
mm.
to infer that.
That's a good point. You make a good point there.
he was
I'll
he
say
was
it.
very sketchy the whole game. He was very sketchy the whole game. So it could have been Stutzman banging him up real early in the game because Stutzman was on his ASS.
But okay,
And early in that game, where
You
he
can
thought he
say
was
it,
going to
bro.
run,
He
Stutzman
was
was
on
right
it.
there putting some licks on him.
okay,
To later
TP,
on in the
I
game,
got a question for you then.
yes
If
sir,
that's how
yes
you,
sir.
if that's your reason behind that game, what do you think happened with the LSU game? Because there's no way. With all fairness, I think I think the offense just fell apart. They wasn't able to do anything. That's what I got. The defense was doing their job, and it's more or less like the Missouri game. Defense was doing their job, but it's like the offense let them down, and it's like that can of worm just opened up on them. You know what I mean?
All right. My take on the LSU game, and you know what, my brother was working down in Louisiana, and Yeah, that's how. My apologies. That's how I refer to it. It's just Louisiana, and
It is what it
and,
is.
and my and my brother had the opportunity to get tickets from one of his coworkers, and I turned it down because I didn't want to travel from New Jersey all the way to Louisiana.
Man,
And
I went.
but to the game, our star freshman got hurt, got abused. I think that's the word I want to use. Our star
Mm,
freshman cornerback,
yeah.
because
Mhm.
he gave up 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
And I don't know if it was the coverage call because they don't show the whole view on TV. You understand? But the guy got behind him on one for sure near the end of the first half, I think, something like that.
Yeah. So yeah,
But
yeah.
so the defense wasn't as strong as it could have been, and that's why earlier uh, broadcasts, I'm always asking, how are our cornerbacks? Because you got some receivers in this SEC that are very, very difficult. I know our safeties are strong, but how are our cornerbacks?
They don't got to be good this year, TP, because when you only have 3 seconds to get rid of that ball, you can't go through your progression to hit that
Yes.
long pass. So I always tell people it really doesn't matter how good your back four is. It's always how good your front seven is. If your front seven, we saw, let's just use it for example, Super Bowl. Philly used 4 guys to terrorize
Yes.
KC. And it wasn't no blitz, it wasn't no schemes, it was just 4 guys that wanted to. And I believe Oklahoma has 11 guys that want to. You
Man, that's
can
scary to even think about.
you look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. Y'all know I love giving these names out. I'm gonna do it again. You got guys like Marvin Jones Jr., Dominique Williams, Jaden Jackson, R. Mason Thomas, Kip Lewis, Kobe McKenzie, Kendall Dobie, Eli Bowen, Peyton Bowen, Danny Okoye, David Stone, Grayson Halton. That's just some. So you mean tell me that when 1A go out, one A comes in, you're
It ain't
not
gonna be
losing
nothing.
anything. So
It ain't gonna be
Oklahoma
nothing.
has never had that. Even when BB was here last time, he's never went that deep.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, can we all say together, competitive depth?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That's what he was
Yes,
talking
sir.
about. That's what
Ooh,
Brent
Yes,
was
sir.
saying at that press conference. He said
hey,
we're trying to build
Zofix,
competitive depth.
Zofix, you are the third person this week that has said that. Alabama feels like they're becoming a Lincoln Riley offense, finesse style of a team. Yes, Pete. TP, you were saying something?
Good
Two
point.
things. First thing, it's 7:24 Eastern time, and I want to keep you on time because I don't want to see no grown man get snatched off the
Hey,
line.
we will come in here and do
So it's 7:24.
it. No, y'all good. If I run a little bit over, you good.
No,
Go ahead.
we not. I don't want to interrupt that. All right.
No,
And
it's okay.
the other thing,
Ooh.
I believe that I'm okay. I'm concerned because I'm not sure what this angle is with the athletic director, and I believe the athletic director was a huge fan of Brent. Now I believe the team's going to do well this year, but if it's a mediocrity type thing, I don't know how safe BV is going to be. It's my concern, but I don't expect mediocrity. I expect 11-1. But then again, I think I done turned into that what Barry Switzer said in a Sports Illustrated article about 25 years ago. With the monster, got to feed the monster. Y'all ever heard that
Well,
term,
then
feed the
welcome to
monster?
the team. Welcome to the team.
Yeah, the sooner that monster that Wilkinson created, Barry Switzer talked about it. It was like always that pressure. You got to
Yeah.
win. You got to win because of that pressure that Bud Wilkinson started.
Hey, Mike knows
So
about that. He was back in them
Mike
days.
Legend knows all about that. That's why I
Oh
love
yeah.
watching Legends channel, because he always got that historical perspective. I love that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember them days of Barry Switzer. I missed out on the guy before Blake Edwards. After Blake, Blake. I just lost all hope in Oklahoma when they hired Gary Gibbs. No way in heck should Gary Gibbs have been the coach. They should have
I
let
agree.
he should have just been what was it, a defensive coordinator, and let
Yeah,
him.
he's a hell of a defensive coordinator.
But sometimes you don't want to be that, or they have someone else in mind, and then you just got to take whatever they give you.
But
But they,
here's what I did. What was it? 2 nights last Thursday. I went and researched OU's coaches following a legend like Bud Wilkinson, Barry Switzer. When Bud retired, I think it was in '63. They hired Gomer Jones, his
Mm-hmm.
assistant.
Yep.
He was a dud. I mean, dud. And then when Barry retired, uh, hired Gary Gibbs. We went through 2 more duds after that. So no matter what I took away from this, I also went and looked at all the other college programs that had great coaches. You know, it's hard following legends like Bear Bryant,
Oh yeah.
Vince Dooley, Ara Parsegans, John McKay, John Robinson. I mean, so uh, I do have an exclusive that I read just a while ago before I came on the show. Oklahoma is reaching out to Zach Selman.
Ooh. Oh. Interesting.
Yep,
Interesting.
yep, eh,
Question.
yep,
What wasn't he at Oklahoma before he went to Mississippi State?
yep.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
I don't
And then he
remember
went to
what
Chapel
position.
Hill for a little while,
He
and
was
then
the
came back to
assistant
OU.
athletic director.
He, he was Joe C's right hand man.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to fact check me on that, I that the source I read it on was on 3.
no, Joe C was grooming him to take over.
Ooh, man.
He was
And
grooming him to take over.
it all makes sense because guess what? His uncles and his father was what? OU
The
players,
best,
OU alumni. That
Well,
the
hey
makes so
guys,
much
best.
sense.
before go ahead, TP.
I just missed that Selman era. I just missed it. I was 10 when I started becoming a Sooner fan in '77. And I just missed the Selman brothers. The Ohio State game. I always talk about that Ohio State game when Von Schaumann made that kick. I was a Sooner fan when I saw that wishbone. The first time in my life ever seeing such, and I couldn't believe what I was watching when they was up 20-0 in Ohio State in the second quarter. I couldn't believe it. So I've been a Sooner fan since '77. I like to say, but
There you go.
but I
There
missed the
you go.
Selmans. I missed the Selmans by just
I
a
was
bit.
I was in Lucius's Lucius, I think, was a sophomore or junior. And then Leroy and Dewey came on as freshmen in '72. Yeah, he was a sophomore when I became a
I,
Lucius was a sophomore when I started watching.
well,
As a
I'm gonna
matter of
tell you.
fact, my first OU game I ever got to attend live was the game of the century, 1971 OU in Nebraska.
Oh man,
Whew.
that's some
Wow.
nice.
1971. I wasn't even thought of, so I wasn't here.
Well, don't feel bad, Coach. I think in '71, I was 2 years old. I was born in
I
'69.
was one.
Oh man, I'm not the no legend. You the oldest?
Yeah, I was born in '65.
Okay, I'm born in '67. Okay, all right.
Hey, hey,
Bishop,
hey, 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 Legend was back there, boy, baptizing Jesus, boy. He was old. He was old.
Come on, man.
Hey, he was
Come
I
rubbing
on,
his
was
man.
feet
there
and
when he
everything.
fed the multitude.
Come on,
He
man.
was rubbing his feet and
Come on,
everything,
man.
man.
Come on, man.
Hey, before we get crazy, I got some questions. I got some emails we got to get out, and I want
Yeah, yeah,
everybody to
yeah.
say something. because this has been another hot topic and everything of the show, man, is people emailing in. And Bishop, we're back up to 400 emails again, dog. We gotta try to put a
Oh
dent
Lord.
in it.
Yeah,
So
man.
the wife hasn't
We'll be
wife hasn't
better.
been
We'll
helping
be
me, so
better.
I've been trying to do it by myself. So I don't do it the way that she does it. But anyway, the first email is, what's going on, Coach and Bishop and whoever is on the panel? My name is Eric Morrison, and I am from Concord, North Carolina. My question is, first of all, I must say this podcast is very entertaining. You guys don't hold punches, and you really speak your mind. Always, always. My question is, now that Joe C has retired, who do you guys feel will take his spot? Continue to have success, Coach. You and Bishop, you guys are very, very good at what you do. However, have a wonderful weekend. All right. We already said Zach Selman. Is there any other name that's out there?
There was one in the front office that I can't remember. They threw his name out there. It starts with an M. His name was brought up. I'll have to go back. I will get back with you, Coach Bishop, TP, and Dwayne.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard
Go ahead.
Herbie Huckett or something like that.
Herbie Huckett.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they said he had Oklahoma ties, but I'm like, no.
Well,
TP?
you know me. I'm one of those that you got to. We're moving into an age that you have to be a CEO and a relations life coach to be able to balance this, which you're coming into. And as an athletic director, you got to do it over all sport, and you got to be a go getter, a trendsetter. So I know everybody don't like who I was thinking, but I was thinking Thaddeus Turnipseed would be excellent if we need a change of pace and no one that's connected to the university.
Mm.
Eh,
Just my opinion, coach.
he he's a money man.
I, I,
He's
I know, but
he's more of a
they would put support around them.
okay. TP, anybody you got?
I don't. I have nothing. I'm sorry. I don't have anything
All
on this.
right. All right. Well, I think we all feel like it's gonna be either Zach Selman or it
Yeah,
might be someone and everything, man, that we're not even talking about that they might have their eye on,
correct.
their radar might be pointing somewhere else. It could
Yeah,
be like the Jim Nagy hire. It could be a great hire out of somewhere that we don't even know.
Yeah.
facts.
When do you
And
think the hire is gonna come?
I think before the season,
Okay.
you got to put somebody, you got to put a face. You got to start letting him get familiarized with the boosters, with the players, with the university. And if it's Zach,
Good point.
you ain't got to do much. But if it's somebody else, you're going to have a whole year getting him up to speed on what's going on in Oklahoma.
Well, let me ask you and the panel this question. Before Brent was hired, did you ever consider that they would hire Brent as the head coach?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Once he
You know
started
what?
winning championships at Clemson, he was his name moved to the top of my list.
I didn't even think about it, but I heard they said that he turned down the Auburn job and a couple other jobs to stay at Auburn. He
He
said he
turned down
wanted.
Auburn. He turned down South Carolina. He turned down Virginia Tech. He turned down Virginia and North Carolina State.
Wow, man,
That's my stomping ground. So I know all those.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. And
Yep.
like I said, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't even. And you know what? Honestly, I didn't even think about Brent Venables. But that shit was a doggone good a good hire.
All right. Next question. We'll get this out the way, and then we're going to jump on to the topic of the game of the podcast. Does Oklahoma have the athletes to be elite? The next question is, what's going on, Coach and Bishop? This is Pamela Jones, and I am from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Excuse me. I am a diehard Clemson fan. Hold on, guys. I got to mute you guys right quick while I read this, and then I'm going to unmute you guys when I get through. All right. What's going on, Coach and Bishop? This is Pamela Jones, and I am from Rock Hill, South Carolina. I am a diehard Clemson fan, and it hurt my heart to see us lose not only Brent Venables, but Wes Goodwin. it was a shame how he got let go for something that he had no control over. My son played for him, and I really believe that you guys are in better hands and in great shape this year and going forward. The question that I have for you guys is, do you really believe that Oklahoma is back? And if so, how long do you think this ride could last? All right. Thank you, Pamela. I'm gonna open up the. I'm gonna unmute you guys. All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All
Yes,
right.
100%. Oklahoma's back. 100%. We were back last year. Injuries prevented us from performing to the level that I expected, and I think all of us expected, highly from last year's team. So yes, we're back. How long it's going to last? I don't know, because only reason I'm saying I don't know is 'cause I'm unsure how this recruiting thing is going to go. I'm not sure what. I think you guys know I'm not real a big fan of Nagy. I think you guys know that.
Yeah.
So I'm just, and it's not
What
a
is it that
personal
you got
knock
notion?
for him, against him. It's it's just, I believe sometimes you have to lay out some money. Now, if he comes back later on in the year and lays out money in the transfer portal and said, no, I didn't want to lay out money on kids that you guys are saying that are unproven in high school, and he comes back and he swipes people that are proven in the portal, I'm fine with that. But right now, I'm looking at the class that's coming in, and we're liking guys, and then guys are not committing. And I think, I'm speculating, it has to do with money, like the offensive lineman that all of a sudden went to North Carolina or something like that, and some other instances.
Okay, TP.
So
I want to.
that's
No. I want before anybody else jump in. All right. Having someone that's in the university on the team, and then also having family members that deal with BV directly, I can tell you what's going on. Okay, and this is just from the conversations that we've had at coaches clinics, and from now, this is what's going on. Nagy came in, and we were giving out money before the revenue sharing was coming in, so we were pretty much in the red. So he had to stop all money going out, reevaluate, and says, okay, until we get this revenue sharing money coming in, we need to stop the bleeding. We need to reevaluate because we might have people that's already here that can do what we're asking the player that we got that we want to come in here and do. So now, once this revenue sharing starts, Oklahoma is going to start paying money. And also, too, with the new legislation that was done in Oklahoma, it's going to definitely open up the floodgates where Oklahoma and third party companies can start giving out more money, and it won't hurt against the revenue sharing. So what he did, he came in and just stopped the bleeding. That's all he did. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. And if we want OU to be where we want OU to be, we're not going to outbid Texas. We're not going to outbid Texas A&M and all them guys. But if we come in here and say, this is what we're going to pay you, and then we have a product behind it that's very successful, people are going to come here. But that's all it was. He was just trying to stop the bleeding because we were giving money that was not there before the revenue sharing came. So that's all it was. And I'll open that up to whoever.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna. I'm glad you brought that up because what I was gonna share is that
Hold on, Bishop. Hey guys, when Bishop, if you want to talk, unmute yourself, and then while they're talking, just mute yourself, and then unmute yourself whenever you want to come back in. That way, we won't have no static, and everybody can hear us. I'll mute myself now.
yeah, I appreciate you guys. Hey, what I was gonna say is that the simple fact of the matter is Nagy came uh, in a time where something was already established and the money was already out of the building into the young men's hands. So now, when the evaluation, as he came on board, the reevaluation had started, well, it sort of behooves anybody to just throw him into the fire without him having enough background and whatnot to be able to take it on himself and not even having his crew. But what he did is worked along the side of those who were already here to help them understand, okay, if we are in the red, this is where we have to change our mindset and say, okay, uh, you start looking at certain players and whatnot. This is how we did a snafu where I don't think he had the background on Stoney and not understanding that he had a great freshman season. He's a freshman. If he's in the rotation, he's way ahead of his schedule. And I think that we got caught up in that. But I think for the most part, I think Nagy has an understanding, and it's just like Coach saying, he's there to to make sure the transition is smoother. But understand what he's basically saying is that we can't afford to not. We know the model to be a national title, you have to keep competitive depth. So that means if we miss out on a 5-star, we can't afford to miss a 4 or 3-star. That is of the equivalent on our board. If we're doing like a board in the NFL, when you're trying to set your roster. So that's all he was basically saying is that in order to keep competitive depth, whatever we lose, we got to replace, whether it's 5, 4, 3. It needs to be someone that you research enough and you feel that the value is there for them to be able to be equitable part of what you're building in a national title.
I agree with TP on this one though, Bishop. When it came to David Stone, look, I don't care about all that. Shit that's Godfathered in before you get there, you
I
can't
agree.
touch that.
I agree.
If it was promised to this young man before you got there, you got to suck that up and say, oh, well, that's done. If it's already Godfathered in, you can't come in here and say, well, I know we promised you this, but I'm not giving you that. Now, that I got a problem with because, damn it, you promised me X, Y, and Z. I want X, Y, and Z. I don't want M, P, and J. I want X, Y, and Z. That's the only problem I had with Nagy is that you can't come in here. That's just like me giving TP $1 million to come to Oklahoma, and then I lose my position, and someone comes in and says, "Well, I know Will promised you, but I'm not giving you that." Yes, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be hot. Things that are Godfathered in before you leave should be in stone. All right, TP. I know you're gonna jump on that.
I'm gonna shoot you my routing number so you can hit me with that $1 million in my bank account. I appreciate you. That's why I love this show. My man said he got $1 million for me. I know y'all heard that, right? No, but seriously.
Hey, I'll send you a check. I'll send you a check.
First thing is 7:44 Eastern time. Let's start with that. Okay. Secondly, I just don't like. That's why I called Nagy a bean counter because they just. But now that you gave me that inside scoop where the financials were, well then, all right. Well, I guess he gotta count the beans. Me as a public employee that's in the union. I hate bean counters like the city manager in my city.
Yeah. The accountants.
Because he's always, you guys don't need 2%. 2% ain't even cost of living. Yes, we need it. Yeah. So but that's just a personal thing for me. So I don't like bean counters. And one other quick story about the money and not spending the money. If we spend $1 million and some change in softball, and we get Sam Landry and that other girl that would have cost $1 million and some change, we get 5 in a row.
Oh yeah,
we get 5 in a row. And the comments from some people were, "Oh well, she wasn't the type of person that Patty wanted." That's not. I don't believe that to be the case. I just believe that the money was the issue.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
think.
never upset with any player that wants to go get some money. I'm never
Oh
upset.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
I
oh
agree
yeah.
with you. That makes sense. And to piggyback on what Bishop said, I mean, it's like the Bible talks about if a king goes to war, what does the king do? He counts the cost of what he wants to do before he goes to war. That's just
Yeah.
like when you're trying to get your house in order. When you get paid, what do? You count your bills. You make a budget for that month. So I think, to me, that's what it seemed like. I mean, coach, if I'm not mistaken, it seemed like he was trying to get the money in order, everything in order before the before the real money hits the banks. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. That's what I got out of it. And true enough, at first I was kind of pissed off. I mean, excuse me, I was kind of upset by the way that they did, David Stone, because this man said he loved Oklahoma. He's from Oklahoma. That man, that should have never happened. I mean, but at the same time, I can understand, but at the same time, there should have been meetings before that even. When Nagy came in, everything they should have sat him down and expectations being lined out. I mean, that's just like with leadership. When you're dealing with leadership, as I'm starting to realize now that you have the leader. The head gives a vision, a goal. You have your goal, you pass it down to your supervisors. Then your supervisors passes everything down to your players or your people or whatever. And I think they're trying to come around to that, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. And I said, you know what? When I was on Hall of Fame and I asked him about it, he said, well, it's going to take time for everything to be implemented. It's just going to take time. But as Coach says, we're ahead of the curve. Wouldn't you agree, Mike? I mean, it's just we're ahead of the curve, and it's just going to take a little bit of time. But on that question about how long we're going to be, I think we'll be successful about 8 to 10 years. I mean, I'll say that. Anything past that, because I don't know how long Brent Venables is going to want to coach. I mean, with all the situation that's going on with his family and stuff. I mean, I would love to win a number 8. I would love to win 9 and 10, but I mean, I can go for 8. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think what I see, I agree with you, Dwayne. I see 10 years. And if we can just get this recruitment worked out good with Jim Nagy, which I honestly feel it will get fixed. Listen to me. I'm going to say it slowly. Potentially,
Mm-hmm.
you will see another Switzer-esque run of the 70s and 80s.
Be still my heart. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Now, granted, I said potentially. I didn't. I did I say potentially?
Hey, yeah.
So what
Yes,
you
sir.
trying to say, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Potentially?
Huh?
Hold on, hold
You
on.
said
Good point
potentially,
right
right?
here. Good point. Schools are getting exposed for the false money they're promising these kids. OU isn't playing that game. I can tell
Right.
you right now, guys. There's 3 kids here in Charlotte that in the paper they got exposed for taking illegal money from a university that they're about to go to.
Ooh.
Now those kids have been blackballed. They can't go to college. They got to sit out a year. So I think they're cutting down on the Nico situations of kids getting money in high school to go to a university because you can't have a name, image, or likeness if you're not at the university to even have a name, to even have an image, to even have a likeness. You got to. I mean, so I think that people are trying to give these kids money just to come to the school, and then we will try to figure it out once you get here. That's not the way this goes, and that's why we have a lot of these problems with these schools getting caught. And I'm a parent that had a child that was getting NIL, and my main thing was I don't care about the money now. Is I want the degree, put the money in a trust, do what you want to do, live your life and everything. So if you don't make it to whatever you want to do after college, you have that money there to where you can set yourself up real well. And you ain't got to borrow money from me and your mom, me and my wife, or your mom and everything. You have your life pretty much situated. But a lot of kids, man, they see the fast buck and they jump to it, and you can't blame them. If you're an inner city kid, or what kind of kid? Let's not even say inner city. Let's say you're a kid and your mom is doing the best she can, and she works two jobs, and you tired of seeing her struggle. You're gonna take the bag, and if you don't, that's on you, young man. Because I'm jumping at that bag. I don't want my mom having to do that no more. So I'm gonna go to this next question because we got two more, and then we're gonna jump on this because my wife just gave me another 15 minutes, so I'm gonna take it.
I was about to say it's 7:51 p.m. Eastern time.
No,
Hey,
she's
I like TP.
she's in
Hey,
there, no, she's in there listening. She's in there listening and everything. No, man. I got a good one. I've been married, man, 27 years, so I don't. Hey, man, look, it don't. It
Before
don't
you say
Hey,
any more,
Coach. Hey, Coach. Before you get to that question, I was wanting to just quickly. This is another thing OU ain't going to do with their money. They're not going to be like Missouri. And when Caden Green comes in the portal, that they're going to throw every stinking dollar in their university to get that man. That's what I was going to say.
All right, JP, what was you gonna say?
it was just a joke. We were talking about wives, and I was going to say, when I was a kid, 6-year-old, Johnny Taylor had a song called "It's Cheaper to Keep Her." So we want to make sure that this get wrapped up at the right time, because Johnny Taylor said it's cheaper to keep her, baby.
I still got that on vinyl.
That's the one thing.
you
That's
are
the one
perfect.
thing. I don't even worry about that, man. She told me, and I told her, I'm not starting over again. I'm not starting over again. Nope.
I don't blame you.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right.
Next question. What's going on, Coach and Bishop and the panel? This is William Johnson, and I am from Huntersville, North Carolina. Coach, you coached my son 2 years ago at Banks Trail High School. He is now at the University of Virginia, and I must say, everything you have said in your podcast is like I've heard it before, because that's the same thing that you should always tell your kids. You are a great coach, but also a great man. I hope your audience understands how important you are to these kids, how much you mean to them. I will try to share the podcast with all my friends, let them know that Coaches Talk is a podcast that speaks from all different types of perspectives. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that more than anything, man. I think that
Yes, sir.
the one thing that I love about these letters like this, man, is that my dad is looking down on me. That was one of the main things that I always tell people is that, when you're growing up, your dad used to always say, mean what you say and say what you mean. And a man's word is his bond. And you would rob Paul to pay Peter.
Rob Peter to pay Paul.
all those old sayings. It brings me to tears, man, because that man, I hated that man while he was here because I thought he was hard on me. But now that he's gone, I'm like, I would love to just hear anything. I don't care if it's bad or good or whatever. I just want to know man, I appreciate everything he did, because the man I am now is called him. So, yes, TP.
Yeah, to that point, real quick, the fact that you living the way you living lets you know that he did his job. So you just be thankful and grateful and proud, and know that what you was despising made you what you are now. And I'm sure he rests easy on that. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, man. A lot of people that knew him was like, man, that man talked about you every day. And I was like, he never told me that. And we as men, we don't like to share a side of us, man, that's like I guess the emotional side, when it comes to our kids and everything, man. But that's the first thing. I got two girls, so I always tell them, look, Dad wasn't always dad. Dad was a wild onion. I was out there doing Lord knows what before I got married. So I tell him how it is. And my wife was like, "Well, babe, you're too direct." And I was like, "I'd rather be direct and them know what's out there than me keep something from them and then they go out there and learn the hard way." So, all right, enough of that, man. Hey, thank you for that email, man. I appreciate that, and I would love to know who Johnson. He's at Virginia now. Johnson. Now I got to go look at my old Rolodex and find out who Johnson is, so I can see where he's at. Virginia. I like that. All right, next question. This is gonna be a good one, guys. Hey, coach, what's going on? This is Emmanuel Ocho, not that Emmanuel Ocho. I am from Dallas. I am from Dallas, North Carolina. My question is to my question to you is: I'm a diehard OU fan, and with the defensive line that we have, I don't know why people don't give us the credit or give BV the credit for building a tenacious defensive line that Oklahoma has never seen before. I just hope that they give him the credit that he deserves. I'm looking for us to go at least 10-2, 9-3, the worst. You guys continue to have great success. Good luck with your podcast. Boomer Sooner. All right, I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
would,
beautiful. It's a
I
beautiful.
would,
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll be honest. Um, Todd Bates and Chavis, those two are brothers, uh, join at the hip, and what they do together has taught us that we weren't even on the right percentage of level before they came.
Nope.
We were getting what was left over versus the ones that really fits our program. And to have them is it's allowed us to be the 24 karat gold standard that we always needed to be.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, man, I like I said, I'm looking. I would like to have another championship. And like I said before, even when the Oklahoma City Thunder won that NBA championship, I would have never have thought. But I mean, I just think we need to win that championship. I mean, I think it'd be validation for Brent Venables. I think that it'll be good for Oklahoma, the Sooner Nation. I think that that right there would solidify him. Man, it might solidify him for his 10 years or whatever. I think that with just like you said with Miguel Chavis, Todd Bates, man, they need to lock them guys up. I mean, I mean, you always talk about the four horsemen, so I mean, that's the nucleus right there. I mean, with all things considering, I mean, I'm surprised Joe John Finley. This is off subject. I'm surprised Joe John Finley got that tight end. But anyway, I just think that you get them guys signed up, and there's nothing else out. We can do a whole lot more.
All right, TP.
I already said I'm expecting 11-1, but that's the monster in me coming out, and I ain't even from Oklahoma, so so I expect 11-1. Far as the future, if you're asking about the future, um, I just gotta see what happens in the transfer portal because it's just not, the recruiting class for 26. We got Bo Bentley, but we're kind of missing on some other pieces. So maybe it's going to be a transfer portal thing. Maybe that's a strategy. So that is to be determined. The future is to be determined.
I don't know, TP. I got to push back on that one because I think that the transfer portal is there because we needed the players then there. We needed the players right then and there. I mean, we have high school players that's on the team right now that have plenty of times to develop. And I think that the transfer portal is good, like I said, for the need. If we have to, we can. Brent has done it before, but I think the players that we have right now, they're ready to do what they have to do. I think those guys will develop. But if they, like Dominique Williams, other guys, it's just, I think that we have, we, I think we can use the transfer portal, but we can't just depend on the transfer portal. If you understand what I'm saying, we have to have that, we have to have that, like you said, we have to have that competitive depth. But on the same flip of that coin, if we're going to have that competitive depth, we have to develop. And that also segues back into what Jim Nagy is doing. But at the end of the time, we have to build up, and that's what I think the four horsemen are doing.
Well, like Derek said, this is a great point. When you go to the portal, who are you getting?
Exactly.
You're not Lincoln. I mean, look, if you're in the SEC now, you can't go and get 265-pound guys. You need to try to go get those guys 300 pounds and everything, because you and I both know and everything. Well, all of us know. They always say football is a game of inches. Well, it's also in everything a game of great defense and great offensive minds. Now, I love this right here that someone said this, and I'm going to put it up here. The OC and the quarterback will unlock this team's potential. The weapons are there. You have the architect and the trigger man to go along with a salty D. We finally get the question that everybody's been wanting answered. What would it be to have a Lincoln Riley offense with a Brent Venables defense? We finally get to see that this year if no one gets hurt. Now, we all know that injuries is a part of the game. We all know that. But I think this year, from what Dwayne just said, our competitive depth is so deep. Having 6 receivers hurt at the same time, that'll never happen again. Knock on wood. It'll never happen again. But I think the national landscape, they don't want to acknowledge that. They keep saying, well, you're Oklahoma. You always say y'all don't rebuild, y'all reload. Well, hell, even a gunslinger that has no bullets needs to reload sometime. And Oklahoma had 6 of their top receivers out. Who could have won 6 games when all 6 of your weapons are out? So, in closing, I got a question for all you guys, but this is gonna be very good. Me, Bishop, and Mike answered this. I want Dwayne and I want TP to answer this email. Okay, so Mike and Bishop, this is for Dwayne and TP only. All right. What's going on, Bishop? My boy, this message is for you. My name is Tony, and I'm from Fort Smith, Arkansas. I got a question for you, and maybe you two are the right ones to ask. Coach Ricks, you said you were an offensive coordinator, and Bishop, you said you were a defensive coordinator. So I'm going to do like this. Dwayne, you picked the 7 best skill players on defense in OU history to go up against TP's 7 great offensive players all time against Oklahoma. So we're going to have TP is going to have 7 skill players on offense. Dwayne, you're going to have 7 defensive players to match up against him. Y'all got it? Now, I'm going to only unmute you two so we can listen to you guys bitching right.
That's gonna be man. My history ain't too good, but from what I can remember, I'll try to go back to Bosworth and okay, the first front 4, I'll say the Selman brothers, Tony Casillas, Brian Bosworth, Torrance Marshall, Roy Williams, and man, I really don't know too many of the cornerbacks and safeties back then. I know
Hold on.
I know Derek Strait. I know y'all were talking about Michael.
Dwayne, hold on, Dwayne, hold on. 7. You
I was just thinking. I'm like, man. I'm like, Okay, the Selmans.
Okay, all three of them, or just one, or just two?
Man, I'll save three, and then I'll go
Okay,
with Torrance Martin. No. I'll go with Tony Casillas and Brian Bosworth.
that's five.
And I'll have to say, I,
Now you see
I
how
have to
hard it
go
was
with
for us to
Derek
do this.
Strait. Derek Strait. Man, there's just so many.
One more.
Uh, who else? I have to give it to Rod Shaw. I have to give it to him.
Okay, Rod Show, Kinfolk. Okay, that's seven. All right, TP.
All right. I'm gonna need a little help with this, but here we go.
Okay,
I got Sam Bradford at quarterback. Billy Sims in the backfield. Adrian in the backfield next to him.
that's three.
Keith Jackson's my tight end.
That's four.
I need CeeDee Lamb out there. I need give me D.D. Westbrook.
Okay, that's six. One more.
Give me Ryan Broyles. And we gonna score half 100 on you. Billy Sims can catch out the backfield. Keith Jackson a touchdown every time he touched the ball. So we're gonna score half 100 on you.
Okay. Now watch this, guys. Hold on, Dwayne. Hold on. I mean, let me unmute Dwayne because I want Dwayne to hear this. Say it again, Dwayne.
You got to get past the Selmans. You know they're pretty formidable. They're formidable. You're not doing that on them. Anybody else, you're not doing that on them. No, sir.
Okay. Y'all two mute yourself. Now, Mike, you and Bishop. Bishop, you pick seven on the defense. No. Mike likes defense. I know he can go with the Selman brothers. So let Mike pick seven on defense. Bishop, you pick seven on offense.
Roger.
All right, let's go.
Go ahead,
You want
Mike.
me to go first?
Yeah.
Three of the Selman brothers.
I already knew it was coming.
Tony Casillas.
Four.
That's four. Brian Bosworth.
Five.
So I got two more. I'm going to go in my backfield. I'm going to go with Ricky Dixon and Derek White.
Seven. Okay. Bishop.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'm gonna go with the Sterling Shepard.
One. Look at TV.
I'll go with Hollywood Brown.
Two.
I will go with.
Yep.
It's hard.
Okay. No. Check. I'll go with Gresham.
Okay. Jermaine Gresham.
Jermaine Gresham, and Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson.
Mm.
Cheat code.
And I have, okay, that's five, right?
It's four.
Four. Okay, then I'll go with.
Yeah, guys are struggling, man. This is easy.
No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go with my boy out of Mississippi that never got to finish career,
Dupree.
Dupree.
Okay.
I want Dupree, and I want Joe Washington. And then on my quarterback, I will have Baker.
Okay. All right. Y'all mute yourself because I'm going to tell you my seven. I'm going to do offense since I like offense. All right. My quarterback is always going to be Kyler Murray. That's a cheat code. That's a cheat code that you just can't beat. All right. Billy Sims, Adrian Peterson, Keith Jackson. I'm going to go with Mark Clayton. I'm gonna go with CeeDee Lamb, and then I mean, look, no matter how bad I want to do this, man, Ryan Broyles is always going to be one of my receivers. So that, I mean, but the reason why I asked this question is because that question right there, it got 13,000 views. That question right there from OU fans, because everybody emailed me their 7, and I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes it was the same, sometimes it was different. I had some people put down Jason White as the quarterback.
Yeah.
I had some people put down what's the commentator for CBS, Spencer Tillman
Mm-hmm.
as a running back.
Spence was a good one.
There had somebody put down Quentin
Mm-hmm.
Q. So Oklahoma has this depth chart that I guarantee you, if we ever did the top 100 players, it could compete with any college century wise. And one college, one program did that. How many people are going to have the bars on their defense? Almost everybody.
Everybody.
How many going to have Roy Williams on their defense?
Everybody.
Almost everybody. Who's going to, I mean, Teddy Lehman. We can keep going. Derek Strait. We can keep going forever and ever because this program under BV is heading in the right direction. So now,
Yeah.
the last thing that we're going to do, the new segment that we got that everybody loves is depth chart comparison. Everybody loves that little depth chart comparison. I've got 7 names that people emailed in. You guys give me the comparison, past, present, or future.
Do you have their positions, Coach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So you guys can stay unmuted. So this is the last few minutes and everything. So stay unmuted. All right. The first name, Joaquin Iglesias.
Joaquin Iglesias?
Yes. Comparison.
Comparison to
Marvin Mims.
yeah.
I think that's fair. You know what?
Really? What about Kenny
Who you
Stills?
got?
Do what?
What about Kenny Stills?
Kenny Steele? God, why do we always forget about Kenny Steele?
My
Yeah.
bad, Kenny. My bad.
I got
Kenny,
another name for you.
what's
What
up?
about Corey Wilson before he had that accident?
Ooh.
Oh,
Shit. But the reason why I said Kenny Stills is because Joaquin Iglesias was the Batman, the Robin to Mark Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
No, to Malcolm Kelly.
Yeah.
Malcolm Kelly was Batman, while Queen Iglesias and everything was Robin. If that can make sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Derek says somebody needs to mute. Okay. Let me do it like this. Is that better, Derek? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give a name and then I'm gonna unmute you guys, or I'm gonna give a name and then one of you guys unmute yourself, and then once you do it, mute yourself back, and then we'll keep going back and forth. All right. The next name that they gave me, which I just said, ooh, that's a damn good one. Ooh. Hmm. Y'all ready? Mark Bradley.
Ryan Broyles.
Ryan Broyles.
That's what I said. Ryan Broyles for Mark Bradley. That kind of jumped right out immediately.
Dwayne, you got to unmute yourself.
Uh, I don't know. Somebody just came to my mind, and it was Who was that guy that caught that ball and on the way laying down on the ground? It was a catch against Texas. I forgot who that guy's name was. I forgot who that guy's name was.
God.
And I think that would be a
Parker? Was that Parker?
I know who it is. Shit. Come on, comments. Y'all know who it is. Come on. He called it, but it wasn't against Texas. It was against Nebraska.
okay. I forgot what his name was.
Oh,
That was a good
number
time.
9. Number 9.
No, it was number 12. Was it Savage?
Okay.
Might have been.
Somebody know it. Somebody knows it.
Yeah,
House,
it wasn't Savage.
Who was the receiver that caught the ball that tipped off his foot? He was laying on the ground and it fell in his hands. I want to say Savage.
Andre Woolfolk did it against Nebraska
Woolfolk. That's what it is.
Will
That's what it is.
Fork.
That's what it is.
Wilford. There you go.
in 2000. Andre Woolfolk.
Yeah.
Okay.
It,
All right. Another name. All right. We're gonna speed through this. All right. The next name. Shit, but I was happy. Kenny Stills.
Oh, Hollywood Brown.
I think Theo Weiss, even though he left,
Hmm.
or either Hazelwood or one of them.
What about that one guy that went off in the 2014 Sugar Bowl?
Oh,
Saunders. Saunders.
Jalen Saunders.
That's a pretty good one.
My man Shepard caught a touchdown in that game and did this, and they gave him 15.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Last name. Wife. She's giving me the cue now. Last name. All right. Let's do it just like this. Name that everybody loves. The best offensive tackle in the NFL, Trent Williams.
ooh, man. I don't even think anybody could be even close to that.
Ain't no other Trent Williams, man.
I got a name.
I'm gonna shoot off the hip off this, and I'm gonna go Jamal Brown.
I got a name. And his name is Phil Lodeholt.
I daggone it. What? You're mine.
Come on, TP.
No. Trent Williams is racing Adrian Peterson in workouts and
Look.
beating Adrian, keeping up with Adrian in some of them agility workouts. No, ain't no other body than Trent Williams. No.
Hey, the game is comparison.
But you know what, Coach? I'll say this. It would be good if Phil Lodeholt would have lasted a little bit longer in the NFL. I think. I mean, that's just me. But I mean, man, again, Trent Wilson. I mean, man, that's
That's a
either.
cheat code, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a cheat code. There is no comparison to him.
Man, that's
I
a
mean,
hard.
to be honest. There it is right there. Stands at the same thing. No comparison.
Yeah, no comparison. I was just gonna say the one that even comes close to the nastiness is Jamal Bryant. Jamal
Yeah.
Bryant.
I'm gonna go back. Yes, there is a comparison to Trent Williams, but
Go
you got to
ahead.
go back. You got to go back to 1977, 78, and 79. Sammy Jack Clappin. He was a big boy and he was mean. Look him up sometime. Sammy Jack Clappin.
Sammy Jack Clappin.
I should know him. That's when I started. watching OU. But again, in New Jersey, I'm getting like 1-2 games a year.
I was
It
in
was no
Dyke.
ESPN.
Come on, man.
I was in
Oh, man,
Huggies.
you got to stream. You got to stream. But
Hey,
what
Coach said I'm in Huggies.
where would you rank Jamal Brown in that whole situation?
Mm,
I would say it has to be Trent Williams, then Jamal Brown.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
When you go in the first round, you in the you know what's up,
What
TP?
about Orlando Brown?
But he didn't go. Well, he didn't. Well, he did go in the first round, but he went like 23rd to Baltimore.
Yeah.
What's up, TP?
Legend. What about Billy Sims' roommate? I think his name was Obrey.
Yeah, Louis Obrey.
Thank you.
What's Albright? Yes,
Was he
sir.
a guard or a tackle?
He was tackle
Man,
Obrey was good.
From Nolens, Louisiana.
He's from Louisiana? Okay.
Man, y'all crazy. Well, our time has come to an end. I'm about to get up there, but I want to say this, man, wholeheartedly. I love you guys, man. This is what it's all about: is getting guys on the show, man, that know football. Some of these names I didn't even know, and it's great to have people that come on the show, man, that know football like we do, and it's just a testament, man, to what OU fans and brotherhood and all this. I mean, I didn't know Dwayne, but now Dwayne is part of the show. I didn't know TP. TP's part of the show. But that's what it's all about, man, is getting people on here, man, giving them a platform to come on here and spit their fire. And it's not going to be negative. It's always going to be, oh, there go that hat. There go that hat. There's only one Oklahoma. You got to get them on here, man, so they can speak their truth and everything, man. So the platform is going to always be open. Me and Bishop, man, we welcome any and everyone to the show, man. I think I got to do a better job of muting people and getting that done. But when you having so much fun, man, you forget to mute because you want everybody to get on here and have time to talk. So I'll do better on the mechanics of getting everybody muted and all that kind of stuff. But I want everybody, man, to give everybody the last 2 or 3 minutes, man, to say what they got to say, and then we're gonna get up off here. So if we got a special guest in the room, we're gonna let TP go first, then we're gonna let Dwayne, then Mike, and then Bishop, and then myself.
Thank you for having me on, Coach Ricks. I appreciate it. Dwayne, it's a pleasure being on with you, Bishop. Sooner Legend, man. You're a legend, man. You're a walking history book, Sooner Legend. And it's an
I
honor to
told
be
you, man,
on the
he
panel with
Moses.
you.
He Moses,
I
So
man.
told
Hey,
you.
I know y'all like to do horns down, but I just remember I'm such a Barry Switzer fan. I just remember him saying we won so many conference titles, that we won so many championships that Texas and them other guys, they don't know nothing about winning no championship. You used to play that little clip at the beginning of your videos, that
yeah,
Barry Switzer clip.
he got to take that off.
And he just
They got him
that,
banned
that
it.
there's only there's only one Oklahoma. That's Barry Switzer, you know. So I thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. Love you
Anytime,
guys.
TP. Anytime. All right, Dwayne. Dwayne, it's on you, but I don't think is he gone? Dwayne.
He froze. Dwayne froze.
He froze. All right, let me get him out here, and then he'll come back in. All right, Mike.
Well, TP, it's very nice to finally meet you face to face, brother. I see you in my chat and coaches, and uh, you've always had good insights in the chat. Very cordial. Thank you for the kind words a while ago. Sooner Sooner blood runs deep in my family. I wish my daddy was still alive so I could have brought him on, but he's the reason why I am the legend. Uh, if you can't tell, Oklahoma, the Sooners is my passion. It's my life, and I love talking about it because I got to witness the birth of the Wishbone, the Selmans, Little Joe, but Sorry, I'm getting emotional, but I love talking about
I
Oklahoma,
was getting
Coach.
ready to say, man, we got to give you a huggy.
Coach,
Yeah, we got to give you some papers.
you might, Coach. No, I just when I talk about Oklahoma football and what I got to witness as a youngster through the years, I got to witness greatness. And the reason I got emotional because my dad was part of that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And I lost my dad in 2017. And, I just wish that Daddy could see this. But,
Gotcha.
Coach, thank you for always bringing me on.
Always, man. Always. Always. All right, Bishop.
Let's let Dwayne, and then I'll go.
Yeah, Dwayne. Yeah, that's right. Dwayne froze up. My bad, Dwayne. There you go, D.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. I was saying thank you, TP, for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure. Once you get on, man, it's like that addictive drug. I mean, that's a bad word to say. That little, you start that scratching and jumping around. You want to get on the show. You know what I'm saying? But it's a pleasure as always, man. I'm glad you all have me on here. It's truly a blessing that I was able to get on here and find you guys. I'm glad I did because I accidentally caught you, Coach Ricks and Bishop and Mike talking, and man, from that point on, I've been following. So it's always
I
a pleasure.
appreciate it. Hey, man, we appreciate it, man. Like I said, hey, Bishop.
Hey, you guys are. I've always said we're family, and understanding that everybody gets an opportunity to spit their fire, but more than anything, it just gives you guys your flower when we bring you up on the stage because you are the reason we are able to keep going. And so this platform will always honor those who honor us. And so with that, big salute.
All right. Hey, in closing, man, I'm a piggyback what Bishop said, man. I appreciate everybody jumping on the show, man. Like I said, when we started doing this show, me and Bishop, man, we didn't know where it was going to go. We didn't know if it was going to take off, but we just felt like if we get on here, man, and be true to ourselves and talk about what we know, which is football and X's and O's, it'll take care of itself. And we were saying, even if we don't get nobody on, we're still going to have fun because it's something that we love to do. And we've just been blessed to have a lot of people jump on. I mean, we got 32 people here on YouTube. I have 116 on my TikTok. I got 105 that's on my YouTube. So this means a lot to me as a coach, man, because once I retired from coaching, I didn't know what else to do. So Bishop was like, well, let's just get a show going. And here we are. So just wanted to let you guys know and everything, man. I appreciate from the bottom of my heart and everything, man, you guys jumping on the show and making it what it is. TP, you're always welcome. I'm going to always send you a link. Dwayne, I always send you a link whenever I see Bishop and Mike one. We're going to just keep it going, man. A big old happy family, man, because my wish is to get like 10 people on here at one time. I don't know if that's possible, but we're going to try to get as many people on here as we can, man, because once this train starts going, this train is called Oklahoma, and we start getting all these receipts, we're going to start back checking and fact checking a lot of these damn teams that was talking about, well, we knew y'all was going to be good. Don't say that. Y'all thought we was going to be 6-6 and scrubs. So we're going to make sure that we come on here and collect those receipts. And I'm going to have the Billy Club. Bishop going to have the broom. Mike going to have the vacuum. Dwayne going to have, I ain't going to say what Dwayne going to have, but Dwayne going to have something. TP going to have his little broom and everything. We're going to start sweeping up all these Texas fans for spitting out all this crazy stuff. So in closing, from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys, man. Coach Ricks gets out. Bishop, we're going to be on again, man, Sunday night, 7 p.m., correct?
Correct.
All right. Guys, I'm gonna send a link to you, TP, and to you, Dwayne, and to you, Mike. So if you want to jump on again Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, hey, by all means, jump on in, man. Until then, Coach Riggs out. You guys have a good one. You know how we do it. I'm not gonna do it because TP don't want me to do it. I'm just gonna say there's only one. There's only one Oklahoma. You guys have a wonderful weekend, man. Until Sunday, man. You guys have a good night, man. Coach Riggs out.
One love. Boomer.
Money, me making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money, I'm just getting money. Me making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making good, my money need a loan.